severe COVID-19 infections. The study also found that patients who had undergone weight loss surgery cut their risk of hospitalizations from the coronavirus by nearly half. Researchers say this shows obesity is a modifiable risk factor for COVID-19. I'm Tino Ramos.
Ohio's unemployment rate is 4.8%, a little bit higher than the national average of 4.2%, but the website ohiomeansjobs.com has 250,000 jobs listed. John Husted is Ohio's lieutenant governor.
I remember sitting there during the pandemic where we 2 weeks earlier had record low unemployment, and then literally in a 2-week period went to record high unemployment. I thought it would take a decade to recover.
Ohio's unemployment rate hit a peak of 16.4% immediately after the pandemic began. I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network.
Live and local conversation for the Ohio Valley continues shortly here on the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there is one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. Being in business for over 50 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Washington County's largest gun show is back on Saturday and Sunday, January 8th and 9th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Washington County Fairgrounds. Admission is only $7, and kids under 12 get in free with an adult. Everyone is welcome. They offer free appraisals and great prices on all types of firearms, modern, military, and antique. Oh, by the way, they also have a great assortment of knives. They have over 450 tables with cash buyers on site for your used guns. Visit arhsportshop.com or give them a call at 724-948-3571. Once again, that's 724-948-3571 for more information. The Washington County Gun Show, presented by ARH Sports Shop, January 8th and 9th.
Thank you for riding with the Watchdog. Live and local, just the way you like it.
Hello, everyone, from the Watchdog. I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your Tuesday. Look for partly to mostly sunny skies, a daytime high of 44. The overnight low of 31 under partly cloudy skies. Clouds limited sunshine around for your Wednesday with highs in the low to mid-40s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
All right, listen up, you guys. Morning.
You awake?
It's Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday. I am loving the sound of your voice.
Good morning, sunshine.
Crank up the radio.
You all ready for the big show?
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
And action.
Okay, let's do it. Hey, guys. You ready to let the dogs out?
All right, let's do this.
Yes, we are ready to let the dogs out.
Well, what are we waiting for?
It's showtime.
Live from the Robinson Auto Group studios, this is the Valley's longest-running morning show, the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe from WKKX and WVLY.
It's 21 degrees, Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 19 degrees here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling, and it's 20 degrees at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley, once again starting off with mostly cloudy skies, clearing up a little bit later on, daytime high around 41, a little bit warmer than it was yesterday, cold day yesterday, warming up to 46 tomorrow, but some showers are possible. But as I've been saying to people over the last couple of days, it is January, so we shouldn't be totally surprised by any of this stuff. It's 7:10 in the morning as we get ourselves underway for a Tuesday edition. Watch the Steelers last night, Biffy?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No. I watched, I saw the highlights this morning, and Ben's interview after the game this morning. A very emotional Ben Roethlisberger, and actually the Steelers had to win last night to keep their playoff hopes alive. Cleveland had already been eliminated, so with everything, the big talk being about Ben, really a must-win game for Pittsburgh, which they did, and they have Baltimore next week. So the Steelers need a win against Baltimore, and then the the Jaguars need to beat the Colts for the Steelers to get in. But Ben last night just I think you saw the gratitude that Ben had for Pittsburgh and the fans, and he realizes what he means to Pittsburgh and what the fans and what they mean to him, and vice versa. But it's not too often you see Ben get that emotional to the point where you could see he had tears in his eyes last night, and you really don't see that too often from him. But any time that you can line up, if you're a football player, and I don't care what level it's in, when you're the quarterback and you can line up in that victory formation and take a knee, it is one of the best feelings in the world. And Ben got to do it last night one more time at Heinz Field.
Beat the Browns 26-14, I think.
Yeah, and that game, it really wasn't decided until late in the fourth quarter. The Steelers were up 19-7, and Cleveland scored late to cut it to 5. And then the Steelers got the onside kick, and Najee Harris went on a long, let's say like 35, 37-yard run to put it at make it the final of 26-14. But Cleveland hung in there all the way till the end. So a good win for the Steelers last night.
I'm somewhat surprised the Steelers are still in the playoffs. I mean, I'm a bit surprised they hung on that way.
Yeah, the AFC is very bunched up. At one point, you had about 6 or 7 teams that were still alive, and they're slowly but surely dwindling down. And this week being the last week of regular season play in the NFL, I think there are, in the AFC and NFC, there's still a couple spots to be figured out, and then after that, there might be a little bit of positioning where you could see some teams jump for seeds and everything, but the playoffs are almost pretty much in set. I mean, I think in each conference there's maybe, let's say, 4 or 5 spots in each that teams have already solidified playoff berths. So I think there's probably about 3 on each side that still need determined. So yeah, still a lot to play for in the final week of the regular season.
As you said, Ben had tears in his eyes, and I had a number of Facebook friends that actually were at the game, were videoing the final plays and the final comments and so on. And they all were saying, "I can't believe I'm crying. I can't believe I've got tears in my eyes. Bye, Ben." Was it time? Was it time for Ben to say sayonara? Was this the right time for him to pull the pin?
I think if you ask some people, they'll tell you probably is about 2 or 3 years late.
Yes, indeed.
But no, I mean, it's hard to believe. I think he's 18 seasons with the Steelers. I mean, that's incredible. But yeah, I think he knows. He knows the body, I think, is kind of telling him and everything, and he's got a wife and kids, and you have the opportunity to get out while you can. Do it now. I mean, yeah. I think it's that time, and I think his body's telling him, hey, I can't, we can't do this for too much longer. So.
Well, he's 39.
Yeah, I mean, and
which I mean is a young man, but not in football years.
No, I mean, and think about it. I mean, Tom Brady is still going, and I mean, there's not really too many. I guess you could say older quarterbacks that are still able to do it. I mean, Tom Brady might do it forever. Who knows? But I think it's each athlete's different. I mean, when there are certain triggers that tell you, hey, it's time, and for Ben to make it this long, and it's hey, it says something about him, and the fact that he did it all in Pittsburgh, and that's the other thing.
Yeah, that's amazing too.
You don't see guys, especially nowadays, spend
18 years.
Yeah, most of their career, or if not their whole career, with one team. So it was a it was a special night last night at Heinz Field.
He's leaving, if not at the peak of his game, and I would agree with those who say he could have left a couple years earlier, maybe. If it's not the peak of his game, he's at least leaving while he still is in the game, as opposed to staying around a little bit longer, trying to grab a few more years of glory and really going downhill. So he goes out, if not on top, near the top, and at least a shot at a playoff here this year. And so I think it's time. I mean, I do think it's time. Now, where do the Steelers go after Big Ben? Big Ben defines an era. Where do they go next is a question.
And I think that's where you're going to get most of the criticism about the Steelers. Is they knew at some point this was going to happen, and their planning was not the greatest planning in the world for a backup. So, I mean, they've got a couple guys on the roster, but I mean they're not. I mean, you got Rudolph, who he's okay, but I mean. And this year, I don't think with the draft, it's not a quarterback heavy, gonna be a quarterback heavy NFL draft. So, I don't know what the Steelers do, but their planning certainly has not been the greatest for this.
Well, congratulations to the Steelers for a win over the Brownies last night. A game heard here on the Watchdog, I should mention. And congratulations to Ben for a great career. And again, if he's not on top, he's close to the top going out. And that's the way you want to go. You don't want to let it drag on too long. So
now you want to go out on your own terms.
Exactly.
I mean, it wasn't an injury, that ended it or whatever. Ben got to go out the way that he wanted, and how appropriate, I guess, other than had it had been the Baltimore Ravens this week and the Browns next week, if there was a team, if you're Pittsburgh, other than Baltimore to end your home career against, it might as well be Cleveland.
Exactly. And so regular season play over, playoffs are coming up, and before long, as we mentioned yesterday, Biff, it'll be Super Bowl time. Super Bowl 56, not far away. February 3rd, is that right? We talked about it yesterday. February 3rd, I think?
Third, I think the 13th. Third is the Olympics.
13th. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. You're right, okay.
Yeah.
February 13th, and it's the Super Bowl. If you would like to go to the Super Bowl, you actually have a chance to get a ticket to the Super Bowl, courtesy of our friends at FanDuel Sportsbook. If you refer a friend on FanDuel, you will be eligible for a chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip to the Super Bowl for two. So you can take your spouse with you, or whomever you want to take. You got a chance at that, at least, if you refer a friend and they join Sportsbook as well. So don't miss FanDuel's biggest refer a friend offer ever. All you have to do is share your exclusive referral link right from your FanDuel Sportsbook app once you're a FanDuel member. Once your friend then places any bet, $10 or more, you will get a chance to win. You'll get $50, by the way, and your friend will get $50 just for accepting the referral and placing their first bet. And then you get entered into the Super Bowl sweepstakes. So if you or a friend have been thinking about joining FanDuel, this is the perfect time to give it a shot. I've often said FanDuel is such an easy-to-use app. They've been sponsors here for quite some time now. They're an easy-to-use app, easy to navigate. Even newcomers can figure it out. Easy to make your deposits, but even easier to make your withdrawals. You can get your withdrawals sometimes, get your winnings in as little as a couple of hours, and that's a pretty good deal. Now, if you're new to FanDuel, sign up using my name in the promo code box, Monroe, M-O-N-R-O-E, to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. So you can place your first bet if you're not already a FanDuel member. If you're brand new, use Monroe in the promo code box, and your first bet up to $1,000 is risk-free. You place the bet. If you win, you win. Life is good. And if you lose that bet, FanDuel will put $1,000 back into your site account for you to use again within the next couple of weeks. So it's a pretty good deal. Be sure to download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. I do need to remind you all this legal stuff. You have to be 21 or older. You must be physically present in West Virginia. Referred players must wager $10 within 28 days of signing up. The bonus issued as a site credit. It is non-withdrawable. You can't take it out as cash. You have to use it for second bet. It does expire after 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms on sportsbook.fanduel.com. There is no purchase necessary for the Super Bowl ticket promotion. Super Bowl promotion closes on the 9th of this month. So remember, FanDuel is ready to give you all kinds of good stuff, freebies, money, cash, risk-free bets, and even a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Now, if you bet because it's fun and in your entertainment budget you've got room for gambling, then that's great with FanDuel. If gambling is a problem, you know what to do. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. It is FanDuel Sportsbook, the world's best sportsbook. 7:23 in the morning on the Watchdog Morning Show. Well, after the Steelers and after FanDuel, where are we going to go today? COVID cases are running high locally. We talked about it yesterday. Does that translate into higher hospitalizations? We'll talk to Dr. Clark Milton from WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital about that coming up later on this morning. This is the anniversary week of the insurrection in the U.S. Capitol. Political analyst Matt Robeson and I will reflect on what happened a year ago and what does it mean as we go forward. Is Manchin going to revisit Build Back Better? Will his fellow Dems convince him to allow some modifications to the Senate rules? Chuck Schumer is talking about that this week. Our national correspondent Tom Squitieri is in to discuss that and all the political news of the week. And we began talking about it here on the show yesterday. Wheeling Council today begins the official process to begin to change the zoning code for residential neighborhoods. We're going to talk a bit more about that coming up later on today. Some of what I have for you, what do you have for me? You can dial through at 304-214-1600. That is the text line, or you are welcome to use the CityNet hotline, 304-232-8255. We'll go top of the morning with COVID once again. Coming up next on the Watchdog Morning Show, it's 7:25.
Hi, it's Howard Monroe. If you were
Restoration. I hope you are staying healthy. We continue to respond to structural, fire, and water emergencies. We are combating COVID-19 with our highly trained staff and latest disinfection systems, providing preventative and reactive disinfection to facilities around the region, while working with area hospitals on isolation areas and air filtering. At Panhandle, we continue to follow social distancing and hygiene protocols. We are dedicated to our community, and together we will get through this.
SportsMap Radio is on all night long. Tune in to get up-to-the-minute sports coverage on FM 98.1, AM 1600. We are the Watchdog.
He has his say. You can have yours. Text us or call us and join the conversation. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
7:27 in the morning, 21 degrees, Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 19 degrees. Here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling, and 20 degrees at the Robinson Auto Group Studios, downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. Let me do a quick check of something here while I'm giving you temperatures. Do a quick check here. Yeah, the feels like temperature is 12. It's cold outside. Biff, you were out today. Was it cold outside?
Make sure you have the gloves, the heavy jacket, anything you need to keep warm, and you're going to need the ice scraper this morning, so you might want to leave a couple minutes earlier to allow for the scraping of the windows on the cars and everything. And other than that, it should be business as usual.
We're roaming around 20, depending on where you are in the Ohio Valley, and that's the actual temperature. Feels like temperature is not quite single digits. I heard Zach last night saying we could get single digits. Maybe we did overnight. I'll ask Aaron later. But we're at 12 degrees, sort of the average feels like temperature right now. We are heading up to 41 before the day is over and done with, warmer than yesterday, so that's good. A little bit cloudy here this morning. It will turn clearer as the day goes on. Should do a quick traffic note reminder for you as well. I'm not going to do it every day for 30 days, but it's still the second day. The Washington Avenue Bridge connecting National Road to the Hole and Run Dollar General store on that stretch of businesses there in that plaza, out to Wheeling University and out all the way to WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital. Washington Avenue Bridge closed yesterday for emergency repairs, and those repairs will continue for about a month. So be aware of that. That's a fairly frequently used artery. If you use the Washington Avenue Bridge, you're going to have to use the interstate basically as your alternate route getting to and from Wheeling University, WVU Medicine, what have you. I meant to drive out through that area yesterday and see if there were any, a lot more traffic going through there or not. I don't know how much traffic trouble it's going to cause, but I do want to at least remind you again today, get used to that Washington Avenue Bridge in Wheeling being closed for about a month. Biffy, we should mention before we leave the sports world we were talking earlier, we've got basketball tonight. Is that right?
Yes, we do. We have Wheeling Central and Shady Side at 7:30 tonight.
All right, so check that out on the Watchdog. The game for you this evening, beginning at 7:30, after Tony Caridi is done, and then we'll kind of get into the game. Kickoff is at 7:30. Central and Shady Side, going to be a good game, Biff?
Yeah, it should be a good game tonight. And Shady Side always, it's always a treat when Wheeling Central and Shady Side get together, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, softball, whatever. So Shady Side is one of those atmospheres where if you're a visiting team, it's a tough atmosphere to play in, but it's always a fun one to be a part of. So I expect a good one tonight in Shady Side.
All right, check it out here on the Watchdog. All right, let's grab a couple of top of the morning stories for you.
Here's the news you'll be talking about all day. Top of the morning on the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
For day number 2, I'm going to put COVID as our number 1 top of the morning story this morning. 49 out of the 55 counties in West Virginia, as of yesterday, were red or orange. The entire panhandle is in the red. That's on the State Department of Health and Human Resources' latest COVID alert map. It doesn't have a whole lot of bearing on too many things, not like it did last year, although in Ohio County, for example, red or orange means mandatory masks, so that does kick in. But 49 out of the 55 counties are red or orange, Biffy. This COVID is all over the place in West Virginia. Now, the question to be asked over and over again is, how serious is it? How many people are going to the hospital? How many are people getting deathly sick from it? Is it as bad as it was before? I think the answer is no. We'll get more of that with Dr. Clark Milton coming up in the next hour of the show. In West Virginia, statewide, 15,000 active cases, more than 700 COVID patients requiring hospitalization. Dr. Al Wright, not Dr. Al Wright, but Albert Wright, the president and CEO of WVU Medicine statewide, says it's still a challenging situation, although, as I pointed out yesterday, as I understand it, and again, we'll get more from Dr. Milton later, it is, yes, there are COVID cases that are increasing, but the real problem is COVID cases increasing with shortages of staff, adding up the problems. Marshall County had, we talked about yesterday, Ohio County. Ohio County's numbers for the week between Christmas and New Year's had doubled what they were the week before. 502 cases in Ohio County at a minimum. Howard Gamble with us here yesterday pointed out that those are the folks that test at a facility like the OVMC facility, Roxby Labs, or at MedExpress, or those kind of places. A lot of folks now are using home tests. Those don't get counted in the numbers, so a minimum of 502 in Ohio County. Marshall County Health Department over the 2-day holiday weekend, 135 new positive cases, 59 new probable cases. I don't have the trend line here in front of me, but I think that's significantly higher than what they've been doing on a day-by-day basis before. That's a 2-day run, 2 or 3 day, I can't remember, but that's a multi-day run. Still, that's Marshall County, a little bit higher than they've had before. There were 2 deaths in Marshall County as a result of COVID. And Biffy, we know that if you get COVID, you have to quarantine, right? I mean, if you are diagnosed with COVID, then quarantining is what you need to do for, I guess it's now 5 days, they're saying, right? The question becomes, what if you're diagnosed in a weird place? How weird a place? What if you're diagnosed on an airplane in flight? What happens? A teacher from Michigan this weekend was on a flight to Iceland. I've flown to Iceland. There's not a lot of places to stop in between. Once you kind of head out over the ocean, you just aim for Iceland and wait till you get there. So a teacher from Michigan flew to Iceland with her family for the holidays. She had a home testing kit. She wasn't feeling well. So partway through the flight, she tested herself and discovered she was positive for COVID. What do? You're in the air, in an enclosed space. Is the mask enough? You've just tested positive. They locked her in the bathroom. Sent her to the air. Listen, have you ever been in an airline bathroom, Biff?
No, but I'm sure it's not comfortable.
To say it's like being in a closet it's like actually like a phone booth. Okay, it's like a phone booth. She was in there for 5 hours. They locked her. I don't mean that like they grabbed her and locked her and said, you must go in there. But the decision was made. You got to quarantine. Best way to do it is in the bathroom. So she spent 5 hours in flight, locked in the bathroom on their way to Iceland. Then when she got to Iceland, she spent another 10 days alone in a hotel. Can you imagine that too? You're on an international flight. You're going to an unusual place. Iceland, wonderful place. been there, spent a week there. Beautiful place to go. But probably not if all you're going to see is your hotel room. So anyways, you know, we talk about quarantining. Sometimes you wonder, but what happens if it's an unusual place? It's fine if you're at the hospital, or if it's fine if you go to MedExpress or to the OVMC testing facilities and they say, oh, you're positive. Okay, well, you come back home, you get into your room, and, you know, you stay quarantined. But 5 hours in an airplane bathroom. Yikes and double yikes. And one final COVID story for you this morning. The FDA has expanded the Pfizer COVID booster to 12 to 15-year-olds. The FDA yesterday expanded eligibility for Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine booster shot to kids aged 12 to 15 because they're concerned about the Omicron spread. Omicron's, although we're not sure if we have it here in the local area yet. Howard Gamble said we probably do, but they haven't identified. Good news is, as Omicron seems to spread more widely, it does not seem to be as impactful as Delta, but still, it's out there and it's around. So Pfizer's booster for 12 to 15-year-olds now okayed as well. And that is what I have top of the morning for you, so you are up to date. Now, coming up, we'll check some headlines, we'll check some sports. Aaron's in, we'll see what the rest of the week weather-wise brings. And then we'll talk about a woman who only wanted a hush puppy. She just wanted a hush puppy. And when she couldn't get it, she wrecked the store. Stories coming up on the Watchdog Morning Show, but first, Ohio Valley headlines here at 7:38.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Now it's time for your local news headlines from 7 News at WTRF.
Metro News Sports, good morning. I'm Kyle Wiggs. Marshall quarterback Grant Wells says he's leaving.
Take it. People getting spam text messages. It asks them to validate their driver's license through the DMV. The DHHR says they'll never ask for personal information via text. They ask that you delete the message immediately and do not click the link. Now let's look at your headlines. Have a great day, everyone.
Metro News Sports, good morning. I'm Kyle Wiggs. Marshall quarterback Grant Wells says he's leaving the program. Wells announced on social media Monday his desire to enter the transfer portal. He threw for 3,532 yards this year with 16 touchdowns. In 2 seasons as Marshall starter, Wells threw for 5,623 yards, 34 touchdown throws, and 9 more rushing touchdowns. He was the Conference USA Freshman of the Year last season. Longtime South Charleston head football coach Donnie Mays is taking over as head coach at Hurricane. Mays spent 16 seasons as South Charleston, including the last 9 as head coach. Mays' head coaching record is 55-47 as the Black Eagles have qualified for the playoffs 8 times during those 9 years. South Charleston was awarded the 2020 AAA state championship in the COVID-shortened year, finishing 6-0. Mays also guided that team to the 2014 Super 6. Now he's on to Hurricane. Mountaineer basketball player Taj Thwaite is transferring. Thwaite played in just 12 games in a season and a half at WVU. He played 33 minutes with 7 points, 7 rebounds during that span. The Mountaineers are next scheduled to host Kansas State coming up on Saturday after Monday's game at TCU was postponed. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Monday Night Football, the Steelers defense sacked Baker Mayfield 9 times. That included 4 from TJ Watt, who has a league-high 21 sacks. Ben Roethlisberger threw a touchdown pass in his final home game with the Steelers. He finished 24 of 46, 123 yards, touchdown, and an interception. Pittsburgh beat Cleveland 26-14. The Steelers are 8-7-1. From the Metro News Sports Desk, I'm Kyle Wiggs.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gelner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work hard to make sure you get the money you deserve for your losses. Don't go it alone. If you're hurt in an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at gelnerlaw.com.
We'd like to help.
Sick of waiting for your furniture to arrive? Menards has the furniture you need in stock. Plus, you get a free rug. That's right. Buy any upholstered living room furniture at $299 or more and get a free 5x7 area rug. That's $149.99 in savings. Need a new chair? How about a sectional, a new recliner, or love seat? Buy one today, get a free rug. Hurry up. Get to Menards before they're gone. In-store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Lube will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA.
Follow us on Facebook for the latest news, show updates, podcasts, alerts, and live video streams from the Valley's only network dedicated to local, community-driven talk radio, The Watchdog.
Broadcasting from the Ohio Valley, talking about the Ohio Valley. We're live and local. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
And we are talking about the Ohio Valley weather this morning, which is, in a word, cold. Let's welcome in from the Big 7, WTRF TV, Aaron Myler. Good morning, Aaron.
It's so cold this morning.
It really is.
It's only a little bit colder than yesterday, technically, but I swear it feels like it's so much colder when you step outside.
Feels like temperatures roaming around 12, it looks like to me. Actual temperatures roaming around 20, feels like around 12.
Yep.
It's definitely a cold morning for sure.
Oh,
What did we hit yesterday? Did we hit freezing eventually yesterday or not? Do you know?
What do you mean yesterday?
Yesterday, did we hit freezing? Was our high temperature?
No, we actually did not. We hit 28 degrees with the high yesterday, so nope, we did not hit freezing. Sorry, I was thinking of overnight, like right now, and I was like, yeah, it's below freezing right now.
So we are looking then for at least a warmer day today as time goes on.
Yeah, we're going to get up to like right around 40 degrees for the high temperature today, which is correct for this time of year, even though it still sounds cold. So, I mean, it's not going to be the warmest day on the books, but it's also, I mean, it could have been yesterday. So.
Right.
Could be
it
Friday.
was just, it was just frigid yesterday. Every time I opened the door, stepped outside, or opened the door and just opened the door, it was like, oh, this is definitely winter. You could tell winter was here.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It was just, yeah, exactly. It's so cold. And on Thursday and Friday, we're going to be even colder. High temperatures those days in the 20s. So it's just, we're going to stay. It's weird because, like you said yesterday, we're on this like weird little roller coaster where it's like today's warming up a little bit, then tomorrow's 46 for the high, and then dropping back down to the mid-20s by Friday, and then warming back up to like 48 on Sunday, but then dropping back down to 30 on Monday. It's just annoying.
It's just, yeah, it's not a big roller coaster. Like I said, it's not like going to Kennywood Park, but it's still it's the little one that we have to deal with. Yeah, over the next couple of days. Cloudy outside right now. That's going to clear up though, right?
Yeah, that'll clear up some as we get throughout the day here. Right now, it's starting with some clouds. But luckily, those clouds that you see are pretty thin. So once we start to warm up here a little bit and we get, like, throughout the day, we'll start to see those just moving out pretty quickly. And then, yeah, we'll have sunshine later on. We just need to get to that point of the day first.
And tomorrow we look for a little bit of rain, or at least a few showers from time to time, yeah?
Yeah, so tomorrow we're not expecting much. I'm not thinking we're going to see too much in the grand scheme of things, but we do have a chance for some showers to move through, so still got to put it on the forecast. But yeah, just a few showers coming tomorrow, like afternoon and evening are possible. And then more so, we'll just start talking about stuff once we get to your Thursday, because that's when we have a chance for some rain popping back into snow popping into the forecast.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we have the possibility of a few flakes or flurries, right?
Yeah, so it's very just like, because we're kind of far out from that point for snow total still. So like we could see some accumulation, we could see just some flurries. It really is just going to kind of depend on how this system moves through as to what we actually get. Because if it goes a different direction just the right way, we're not going to get very much. But it could be where we get a few inches. So, I mean, we'll have better information in the next day or so. But it's one of those things where it's like kind of just time will tell.
Did you say it could be that we get a few inches?
It could be. I don't think we'll get that, but that is a possibility. The National Weather Service put out a thing earlier today saying their totals, and their most likely scenario is, like, the problem is all these weather models that we look at for all this stuff, they're all predicting slightly different things. Some of them have a few inches, some of them have no snow at all. So it's really one of those, like, time will tell as we get closer as to what we can expect kind of thing.
All right, but we
Yeah,
did have this possibility, a pretty good possibility of some flakes or flurries, lesser possible, maybe some accumulation.
Yeah, some flakes of some sort are probable, but just depends if there's just a few flakes or if there's a bunch of those flakes.
We've reached that time of the year where everybody, when you meet somebody anymore, I was at a couple of meetings yesterday and so on, everybody goes, oh, it's cold. And then the response always is, of course, well, it's January. And, so, yeah, we're talking about snow, cold. Well, it's January. I mean,
Exactly.
This should not be a total surprise to you.
No, it's like, yeah, like you just said, we're at that point where it's just like, well, I mean, this is where people, when they complain, everybody complains about the snow. This is where I'm like, well, you chose to live here. I did too.
Well, I like the snow in a
me
certain
too.
moderation. I don't even mind a blizzard. Give me one good blizzard a year. But, a one-day blizzard, one good blizzard for one day, and then thank you very much, go away. So, I mean, I don't mind it. It is a reason I do live here. I like 4 seasons. I enjoy summer, spring, winter, and fall. I think it's great.
I think it makes you appreciate the other seasons.
Well, that's a good one. That's a good way to look at it. In the dead of winter, if you have a bad winter and you got snow up to your chin, it's always good to know that summer is coming.
Yeah. It's like the first nice day of spring where you can sit outside, even though it's probably still a little bit chilly. You can sit outside and enjoy the sunshine. That's just like the best day.
There's nothing better than, you're absolutely right, Aaron. That first day, maybe you still have to put a sweater or jacket on or something, but that first day you go out, sit on the deck, sun's warm, temperature is warming, and you know that spring is here or is coming. That's the best day of you're absolutely right. That's the best day of the year. And you know that, the spring is coming. So that's good. All right. So it's sort of an up and down week, but colder winter, January weather. How about that? It's January weather. That defines
Exactly.
January weather is here. Hey, today is National Spaghetti Day, by the way. Are you a spaghetti lover?
I am. I didn't know that. Good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Today is National Spaghetti Day. So, go out and grab yourself some spaghetti somewhere.
I might have to. Yeah, I love like a good spicy spaghetti of some sort. I think it's called a arrabbiata, if I'm saying that right. That could be totally wrong. But it's like a spicy spaghetti sauce, and I think it's amazing.
I'm a big spaghetti fan. Biffy, are you a spaghetti fan?
Oh, yeah, I love spaghetti.
Where's your favorite place? Or do you have a favorite place?
You know what? I don't have a favorite, but I'll eat any kind of spaghetti. I mean, it doesn't matter where it's from. Bring it from.
I think the good folks.
Undo's for me.
Undo's is good. The good folks at Roosevelt in Bel Air, they do a great spaghetti. I mean, they're really, really good.
Give me either one of those, and I'm a happy guy.
Aaron, do you have a favorite spaghetti place around here, or have you not tried enough?
I don't think I've tried enough around here yet. I've had Figueretti's is good. I've had Undo's. That's always good. I haven't been to the Roosevelt or whatever the other one you said was yet, but I'll have to try that.
Roosevelt. Listen, the Roosevelt is a little place in Bel Air, white and red checkered tablecloths. Your biggest decision, I mean, it's not like there's a huge menu. Your biggest decision is, do you want your spaghetti with or without meatballs? That's that's pretty much all you got. And it's bread and a salad. But boy, they've been around forever, and they are really good. But it's an old-fashioned Italian mom and pop little place. Great stuff. You got to give it a try. I mean, they have really great
place for the little ones.
Yeah, they are exactly. So, all right. Well, go find some spaghetti to eat today, then.
Perfect. I'll make Stephanie and Steven go with me later.
There you go. There you go. All right, Aaron, have a good day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, you too. See you guys.
All right. 7:53, 7 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Aaron Myler from the Big 7, WTRF TV, checking in this morning here on the Watchdog Morning Show, where we're looking at 20 degrees, Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 19 here at my home studios, and 20 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. And that around 20-degree temperature on the thermometer is around 12 for a feels-like temperature. As Biff said earlier, if you have not yet been out, you make sure you're bundled up. Probably going to see frost on the windshield, so give yourself time to take care of all that stuff. And then just say to yourself, it's January. What did I expect? What did I expect? A couple spaghetti tidbits here, Biffy, I've got for National Spaghetti Day. I would think spaghetti might be the most popular Italian food in this country. It is not. Do you know what the most popular Italian food in this country is?
Pizza.
Would have been my guess, although purists say that's not really Italian food. It was really came here, but that would have been my guess as well. I absolutely would have guessed pizza. This is weird. The number one most popular Italian food in this country is garlic bread, which, while I love garlic bread, I don't think of that as Italian food.
No, I think of that as a appetizer.
Yeah, I mean, it goes with spaghetti.
Yeah, it's like spaghetti and garlic bread.
Right.
Not.
You order your spaghetti and you get a side of garlic bread. When we make spaghetti here, and when I say we, I mean my wife. When she makes spaghetti here at home, she always makes garlic bread to go with it. But I don't consider that an Italian food.
No, I don't think of it as like its own standalone. It's got to go with the spaghetti.
Yeah. So garlic bread is number one. Lasagna, number two, which that certainly falls into the category of Italian food. Do you like lasagna better than spaghetti, or spaghetti better than lasagna, Biffy?
I probably see. I like them both, but I probably like lasagna better than spaghetti.
I'm with you. And my wife makes a mean lasagna. I mean, she does a good lasagna. In fact, honey, we could have lasagna sometime soon. Well, might as well get it in while I think about it.
Yeah, there you go.
Then comes, so garlic bread, lasagna, then comes spaghetti. After that, macaroni and cheese, and ravioli, number 5. Pizza's not on that top 5 list at all. Let's see, anything else here real quick? Do I have to do a break, Biffy?
No, you are good.
Okay, let me see what else I've got here on spaghetti. Do you know what a single strand of spaghetti is called? Just that one little spaghetti noodle?
I do not.
I did not either, but I will tell you now. It's called a spaghetto. A spaghetto. It comes from the word spago, which means string or twine in Italian. And I had forgotten about this, but I remember this. McDonald's used to sell spaghetti. It's been 40 years. But you used to be able to get McSpaghetti at McDonald's. I had forgotten about that, but I remember that now. Not in this country, but it's still on the menu in some countries around the world. So there you go. And finally, in our spaghetti conversation here on National Spaghetti Day, Biff, only 6% of Americans do not like spaghetti and meatballs. 3% say they would never eat spaghetti. Those numbers are okay, you know. You get above, if they told me 20% of people don't like spaghetti, I'd say they're lying. 6%, okay. You know, there's some people, I guess, who just don't like it. But we are a nation of spaghetti lovers. We're a nation of Italian food lovers when you think about it, right?
Yeah, I would think we would be.
I mean, we, as quote, foreign cuisine, I don't like to look at it that way, but as foreign cuisine goes, Italian probably, I don't have that stat here, but it probably is the number one foreign cuisine most Americans like. Chinese, maybe a close second, I'm guessing. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. I don't have these numbers here. But yeah, I would imagine Italian food is probably the most popular of all the foreign cuisines. It's got to be popular if McDonald's tried it. McSpaghetti. McSpaghetti. I remember it. I think I had it. I remember that, McSpaghetti. Anyway, celebrate today. It is National Spaghetti Day. Coming up next hour, Dr. Clark Milton's going to join us from WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital. We are going to talk more about COVID and the impact it's having on the hospitals these days. COVID numbers are rising. What does it mean in terms of hospitalizations? Dr. Milton's a pretty smart guy. I like to always hear his take on where he thinks we are going with COVID. I had a big debate discussion last night with a couple of people. Is COVID something we're just simply going to have to learn to live with forever? Find a way to live with it, coexist with it, because it probably will never go away. Get Dr. Clark Milton's thoughts on that. It's coming up next hour. Tom Squitieri and I will talk about some of the national stories, including efforts being made by Chuck Schumer to force some things through, but he needs Manchin's help. Will he get it? And I promised you the Hush Puppy story. I'll do that after we check in with ABC. That's coming up next here on the Watchdog Morning Show. 20 degrees, 8 o'clock. Glad you're along for the conversational ride this Tuesday.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
There we go. Get a pump. It's cold.